Welcome to Website Silos, Navigation, and Linking. This will be your guide to creating silos, site navigation, and understanding links. I want you to pay close attention in this video. Website silo architecture and navigation. You could think of this as the infrastructure of the house. These are the 2x4s that hold it together. So website silo is an internal linking structure, and you want to think of this as that is how we want to create a user experience, have them navigate through pages, as well as when search hits that, we want to make sure that search understands it. So it's intuitive, so it's easy for people and bots to get through the site and have an understanding of what's most important for that site to get and put in front of people. Now, holding it together with these internal links, one thing to note is that internal links they're actually very powerful. SIA confirmed that it took 2 links to beat the tested external link, which means, and we're going to go into that in a minute, but I wanted to put that here because getting your internal links right is going to make a big difference, because if you do it correctly and have it structured right, that means what you're doing, it's going to be a lot easier because everything's set up correctly. Now, if you're in a really difficult industry, you're still going to have a lot of effort to get those rankings increase by doing a lot of the offsite. But if you can get this part of it right, your internal links, as well as the video where we talk about on page, you're going to have your foundation set. Another big piece of this is going to be the navigation. I want you to remember that have no more than 5 to 6 primary navigation selections within the pane. It's okay if you have drop downs, right? So that goes into your tiers. Try and keep your tiers under 3. Example would be you have your navigation. Let's say that you have services. Under services, you have Invisalign, and then under Invisalign, it links to Invisalign costs, and then from Invisalign costs, it links to how to clean your Invisalign braces. But what this means is that you could have all services, and then right under all services, you could have Invisalign, you could have braces, you could have retainers, you could have overbite, underbite. It's all right to go down that way. Also, make sure to use your keyword research to assign navigation names. So your first 3, I find right after home, you want your home page for the on page to rank for a specific term. You're going to want the second piece of the navigation to be your primary search term, and then your third one will be your primary keyword as far as the third one, and then the 4th, 5th, 6th will be under all services. So let's take a look at an example. This would be what it would look like if you had a home page and it's showing your navigation on the home page. So the home page, we're going to optimize in this case for what the primary service of the site is. And being they're an orthodontist, we want that home page to be all about orthodontists and point back to it as orthodontist. That's the primary service people are looking for. The second service will be braces, or in this case, Invisalign, because our keywords that we're trying to target that have the highest search volume around orthodontia is going to be orthodontist, Invisalign, braces. Then the next tab is going to be all services. And then there's going to be an all service page, which you're going to list out all your services. And then from there, you link to your primary service pages. And then you're going to have a tab for primary service 4, primary service 5, primary service 6, 7, 8, and so on. Then you're going to have the About Us. The last page, or the last tab, is going to be the Contact Us page. People are trained, and you can see within heat maps, they will go to that and just contact you. As soon as they see what they're looking for on the site, they'll even just go hit Contact Us. So we want to make sure that we use the psychographics of them being trained to hit the Contact Us. Now, if you have multiple locations, this is also where you'd have Contact Us, location page 1, location page 2, location page 3, depending on the number of locations that you have. Now we're going to talk about link anchor text. What link anchor text is the hyperlink on a web page that being clicked on to open a targeted location. That targeted location could be an image, another web page within your site, a web page off your site. Now the types of link anchor text, you have exact match, which means it exactly matches your keyword. So example, if we're trying to rank a page for adult braces, this hyperlink is going to be adult braces, and it's going to point to the page or to the page on our site, whether it's internal versus external. Internal being within our domain, so internal of our site. External is if a third-party site, say social media website, say another website such as Huffington Post or healthgrade.com points back to our site. Then you have partial match. Partial match includes your exact match keyword plus text around between or behind it. Let's think of it, the best adult braces. Braces that are best for adults. So that's your partial match. Then we have our branded. So in this case, it's going to be Chomp Orthodontics. That's the name of our brand. Naked link, which is, it just shows the http:// just as you would see in the address bar. Then you have generic or other like view site, click here. And then the last one, images. When an image is linked, Google uses the alt attribute as the anchor. And remember when we're going through optimizing, remember is that we got our file name and the alt attribute. So when we're doing internal linking or linking from other sites, as long as we can try and get those pieces together and have it there, it's going to help us backlink to us. Now, the two types of links, you've got follow versus no follow backlinks. Internally, we can do both to our pages. Externally, we can have both come. A lot of times with citation, it's going to be a no follow. A follow link passes link juice, and we're going to talk about what link juice is. A no follow link supposedly does not pass link juice, and Google stated in general we don't follow them. And you can check that answer out on the URL that I have listed. Now, I've got an image that shows Majestic, which is a backlink tool. It identifies the link type, image, no follow. It'll show follow. It shows our anchor text. It shows the site that it's on, and it'll show us what it's linking to. Now, link juice is a non-technical SEO term used to reference the SEO value of a hyperlink to a particular website or page. Below you see a chart that's trying to show you the link juice. So think of the first portion here as external website linking to our site through a hyperlink. Okay, now this has authority. Now, when this puts a link here, and let's say it's a follow, so it's passing juice, we know for sure, goes to our website, the page on our website, is pushing that authority. And it's increasing our domain authority overall for the site, and it's increasing the page authority for this particular page. Now, on our page, we're pointing at an internal page or an external website, right? So we have the link passing link juice or authority internally to the site page and also to these external websites. So we want to make sure that we try and capture and get as much link juice going to our site that's positive, right, with high authority. So the higher authority we can get pointing to our site, the higher this will help us go up in authority, and then we pass it internally, and if we want, we can pass it externally to sites. Link juice. Now we're going to take a look at a more complex version of what actually happens with link juice, okay? So our homepage, we're building out social, we're building out citations, we're getting links back from websites, we're getting links back from private blog networks. I'll go into this page. Now this is just an example for the homepage. This could be any one of our pages, okay? Now, the juice comes through here, right? Now remember, it hits our navigation. These are the internal links within our navigation. And remember that within these pages, they'll also have links that can go back to home, that can go to contact us, that can go to primary service number 3. But also, this juice, if I like to think of it as water. So water is flowing through a mesh colander, right? So the less holes we have in the mesh, the more of the juice that we'll keep. And we want to keep it and pass it around internally as much as possible. Because when we do point out, right, we're going to have backlinks from our website to external sites, to authoritative sites, like when we do our on-page. And remember, we're talking about making sure that when you have a digital marketing agency or a web design firm pointing back to their site, you're going to lose some of the juice from our, or some of the juice from our site is going to be passed on to them. And I like to plug as many of those holes as possible, especially if it's in the footer. That's why I like adding certain links on the contact or about us page. So that way we keep as much of it as possible. That way each of our pages don't have a bunch of external links in the footer, which is, say, bleeding us out. So here's an example of Chomp Orthodontics navigation in Silo. And we've got our 3 primary pages. This one's going to be for orthodontist. This is where we're going to rank for orthodontists. This is our whole purpose of the website. Then we've got braces, then we've got an Invisalign. Let's take a look, if you remember the keywords that we were looking at, of why I've structured it this way. Okay, so keyword tab on the workbook, Invisalign, braces, orthodontist. Now remember, this wasn't based on that actual location. Reason why? There wasn't a lot of search volume for that area specifically. So what we do, we take a broader search, LA County, and then we say, or United States, whatever, whatever you may find relevant, try and get local to the area, but get enough of a sample size so that way you can make a determination based on how people are actually searching and see, what are people looking for the most? Invisalign. And remember, when we search this, it brings up local results. Here's an example. Okay, so I've searched it. Let's check out Invisalign West Hills. Notice how it brought up, oh, look at that. We're number 2. Now, take note that it's great that we're number 2, but also this is based on my search area. And there could be, because it's not private, let's go to an incognito window and go to Google. And then let's type in Invisalign West Hills. Probably spelled it wrong. Let's go to the right spelling. No, but we're still here. So hopefully this took out all of my past searches and gave us the actual results of what we would potentially see within West Hills. But also take note, we're not within West Hills. So this is good. And we've only done the basics so far. So just think, if we do everything and set it up correctly, how we could dominate this whole map pack. And if you look, we've only got 1 review, so we've still got a lot of work to do. Now, back into how we're ranking these. So you saw Invisalign is something that we've already started ranking for, and how we would structure the site. Now we're going to talk about other linking methodologies. So we've got orthodontist, braces, Invisalign. Those are the top keywords that we're trying to target. Then these are other areas that support braces, retainers, overbite, other treatments. Now we're going to talk about the internal linking that we do to help power these up. Remember, we've got juice flowing all that through here, but we want to power these 3 up. So internal linking for Chomp Orthodontics. We've got our homepage, Invisalign, and adult braces, or we could do the braces page. And we want the most links pointed to the homepage because we want to say this is the most important page. This is what we want people to come and we want to be shown for is orthodontist. Then we have the Invisalign page, and I could switch on this because they're both important, in which Invisalign versus braces or adult braces. And we want that to have the second most links. The third is going to be adult braces. I'm okay with braces in this case as well too. And this is going to have the third most links. Now, to see how our links, how Google's reading our links, is we're going to look in Search Console. So let's take a look. So in Search Console, go to Internal Links. Now we can look by page to see what links are pointing to it, but here's our home page, and we see that's got the most links. Then we've got Invisalign, then we have braces. So far we have the basics set up, and see how just by doing this, a lot of times you can help increase the ranking. So if you're looking at a big site, say they got a lot of blog content for their local site, they're a plumbing site, go into the blogs and start pointing links. Make sure that you're not doing too many links from an individual page. I'd say at most 2 or 3 to other pages. You could do 1 to the home page, 1 to another service, and then 1 to the next blog post is a way to do it. But you can use this tool to see what Google thinks as far as your internal link structure. Now, when linking, one of the big things is from your other pages, try and use LSI, synonyms, partial match, and naked URLs kind of in that order as if you were to weight them. LSIs being the most, synonyms being the second most, then partial match, then a few naked URLs to backlink to that page, and then sprinkle in some exact match. I mean, we're talking about, if it's a small site, a lot of times just doing this through the internal pages on one of the subservers. So overbite, you would say, as an example, when it comes to overbites, our orthodontist is the best. And then you would hyperlink orthodontist is the best to the homepage. So that would be a partial match because we're looking at orthodontist. A synonym, orthodontia, best at orthodontia. Orthodontia would hyperlink to the homepage. Hopefully you're getting what the example is I'm going to show you in a minute. So this is the outline I have for backlinking to the site. And I got this set up so it's based on the anchor text keyword orthodontist. So if I was just trying to rank the homepage for orthodontist, These are the links that I would build out to my site. And I'd build this over, I'd actually do the first 3 in the first 2 weeks, or first 4 in the first 2 weeks, and I do the next 4 or 5 in the end of those 2 weeks and see how things move. And it's very important to follow that, because this is where some people potentially get penalized from building too fast or doing too much exact match. So hopefully this makes sense, and this is exactly how I would do it for this site. So now I want to show you how I would do internal linking to increase, and also show you why we're getting more for orthodontists or braces and Invisalign, why it's in the second position. So Invisalign braces. And what it is there's a blog post that I had done, and I'm only doing this for example, in which you don't always need blog posts depending on the industry, but you've got braces and Invisalign. So these are exact match internal links to those pages, okay? And then I've got one more, Invisalign braces, which is a partial match. It could also be a synonym and potential LSI. So that's very strong, and that's why we see our Invisalign and braces beating out everything else in the navigation that has the same number of links essentially. So, and how you would do that, if you're not familiar, you go in to your page and then you just highlight the keyword, and then you would insert edit link, drop it in there. So you see, and that's what internal linking looks like in a live example. Now let's look at an external link. So Better Business Bureau, set up citation. We've got right here, can you guys guess what this is? Website. This is another keyword. It's also, I'm guessing, a no follow. So we've got, it's a button, see it's a no follow. It goes to our home page. So it's pretty easy now that you've got an understanding of that. We want to build these out, and we also want to monitor our anchor text. So the way we monitor our anchor text is we look at Majestic, and what we're looking for, let's choose a site. Let's choose a competitor site. So if we do Invisalign West Hills, and I usually always pull from here, so West Hills Smiles Invisalign. So I'm going to take their domain. And if you wanted, which is fine too, we could take the URL and we can see what's pointing back to that page. So it doesn't look like they got anything referring to that page. So I was looking for a particular link that they may be pointing back that I would like to go get or contact. So let's just take a look at the root domain. There's no www. Now they got 34 domains, 28 IPs, and you want these as close as possible. They got 298. So this doesn't look like a spam profile. Their trust flow and citation flow, 1222, so that's within the half, right? So if this was actually 10, it'd be off, but it could go down to 11. We're still okay. Business, arts, and entertainment. It's not too bad of a topical trust flow. It's better than sports. Now we scroll down to see, this is backlink history, how active it's been. So they've been getting some backlinks, in which we'll go see. Now here's an idea of text links, redirects, image links. Now a redirect can be considered a backlink, or is considered a backlink. It could be a 301 redirect, to where, as an example, say that you had your website had a different name on a different domain, and then you change the domain and move your website, you would 301 redirect the old site to the new site. But also remember, this is something very important, that you want to redirect page to page, meaning that if you had a braces page on the old website, you want to 301 redirect it to the new domain to that page on the new website. Now here's our anchor text. So I want to see this as other, and I'd like even a little bit bigger as other, as I like it around 50-60% at least, even a little bit more. So this is their naked URL. They got 19 total. Restorative dentistry, 106. So this isn't a bad backlink index. I would say that this is doing a pretty good job. We can see restorative dentistry, West Hills Dentist, Smile Makeover, Dentist Woodland Hills. You can see there's a lot of different variations where this has 107 external or total backlinks, it's saying, referring. So that just means, so the referring domain, there's 5 referring domains. Okay, so that's 5 different websites. But one of those sites, I'm guessing a directory, has a bunch of links back to it. And that's okay in this case. We'll take a look and see. So let's look at our referring domains. So rootcanal.biz, I'm going to do it in site TrustFlow. Refresh. So Blogspot, France. So I wouldn't jump on this. Pharmaceuticals, Pharmaceutical Job News, Lizard, eDental. This would be a site that I would want to figure out how to go out and get a backlink on, as an example. So this would be a great backlink. And he's saying that eDental, we're going to look at that backlink too. This is just the website. Decent domain authority. Good trust flow. Let's look at our backlinks. eDental, Woodland Hills Dentist. This is an example of a great external backlink. Good trust flow and citation flow. Decent domain authority. So what we would want to do is we want to find a way to get on here. But also, let's see what their topical flow is. Here's what we're looking for. So it's in there. Business, healthcare, health, and dentistry. I really like this site. This would be something that I would want to go after. Now let's make sure it's not spammy. This is good. eDental, click here for more, no anchor. This is a really good example of a site for health, for dentistry, that you'd want to get. Good solid backlink breakdown. Anchor text, see this is 60%, 19% eDental. A little bit higher than I like, but still, this is good. This is good. I would definitely go after this. Hopefully, this example has helped you understand better about a website silo, about link juice, about navigation, and about linking. See you in the next video.